Jeff Hardy is one of the most decorated WWE superstars of all time. While spending a large portion of his career alongside his brother Matt in the tag team The Hardy Boys, he had his fair share of singles accolades as well. But honestly, how good was the prime of Jeff Hardy? When was the prime of Jeff Hardy? And after some careful analyzing and studying, I determined that the prime of Jeff Hardy took place between June 23rd of 2008, where he was drafted to SmackDown, all the way until his heartbreaking loss to CM Punk on SmackDown on August 28th of 2009. This time period included main event level feuds, top tier matches, and most importantly, his only 3 world title wins in the company. However, how did a potential 2-time WWE Hall of Famer have only one prime and it last only a little over a year? Well, it's time to deep dive into the prime of the charismatic enigma. We start our journey on July 4th of 2008 as Jeff Hardy would win his debut match on SmackDown against John Morrison. But the most important thing here to notice is Jeff Hardy now was no longer being associated as just Matt's brother, a part of the Hardy Boys team. He was receiving a large amount of cheers every week and fans like crazy. And at this time, WWE started to feel like they have a rival babyface to go along with John Cena to lead their company into the future. They believed this so much so that they put Jeff Hardy in 3 separate world title matches, even though he never ended up winning them. Well, technically he won it for 5 minutes during the championship scramble match, but that match was just chaos. Now this would all culminate into a triple threat match between Edge, Jeff Hardy, and Triple H for the WWE Championship. Remember, Triple H was also a babyface at the time, but it was extremely obvious who the fans wanted to see win. And they were finally able to witness the moment where Jeff Hardy captured his first and only WWE Championship, a night where he was on top of the world. I was 9 years old watching this, and I swear to you, you would have thought I just hit the lottery. The company's ultimate babyface was now holding the company's most prestigious and important title. And I promise you, it was not as easy to get there as you may think. There was a lot of legitimate questions and concerns about giving Jeff Hardy this title given his past substance abuse issues. Hardy had received 2 substance abuse suspensions from WWE between mid-2007 and early 2008, including one of them that forced him to drop the Intercontinental title. After these suspensions, PW Insider reported that the locker room was very disappointed and upset with Jeff Hardy. And recently, we learned that Triple H was against the idea of putting the title on Hardy, questioning his dependability as the face of the company. While I don't believe Triple H meant that in a place of anger, I think he just meant it because he truly cared about Jeff's well-being, which I'm sure he believed that Jeff's well-being would be at stake if he had to deal with being the face of the company in the WWE Championship for a long time. But Jeff Hardy could change the narrative around himself if he has a strong WWE Championship reign. But of course, WWE did not let that happen. WWE was going through a tough stretch where they couldn't book underdogs as world champions. Well, more specifically, people that Vince McMahon thought were small. Hardy only successfully defended the title twice, and they were both by DQ against Vladimir Kozlov and The Big Show. And then finally, we got the big high-profile match, Jeff Hardy versus Edge at the Royal Rumble, Jeff Hardy's first big title defense. And he lost. But of course, it wouldn't be WWE without a screwy heel win finish. Vicky Guerrero came out to help Edge, and Matt Hardy arrived and seemed to be ready to help out his brother. But that wasn't the case. Matt took a steel chair and hit his brother over the head with it, allowing his longtime rival Edge to secure the victory and the WWE Championship. And the worst thing about this, besides the fact that it made almost no sense to me, was the fact that Jeff Hardy was no longer in the main event picture and was now off feuding with his brother. But could we actually consider this a prime if this was the literal end of Jeff Hardy's main event push? No, we absolutely could not. So after handling some business with his brother, eventually getting him to say I quit at Backlash,
I quit.
Jeff Hardy was put back into the main event scene. He would win a #1 Contenders Fatal 4-Way Elimination match to end up facing Edge for the World Heavyweight Championship at Judgment Day, but once again, Matt Hardy would interfere. But Jeff Hardy would beat Edge in a non-title match and get to choose the ladder match stipulation, and then he would then beat Edge at Extreme Rules and win the World Heavyweight title. Finally, Jeff Hardy was back on top of the world. Because this wouldn't be the case, CM Punk would cash in his Money in the Bank and win the world title from Jeff Hardy. Kinda ironic because I think Jeff Hardy was supposed to win one of the previous Money in the Banks. I don't think it was supposed to be one that CM Punk had, but he was supposed to win one prior, but he got suspended. Irony. Now, in my opinion, even though Jeff Hardy won the WWE Championship prior to this, which was considered the more prestigious title at the time, I believe the feud with CM Punk over the World Heavyweight Championship is where we really got to see the true peak of Jeff Hardy. At this time, and as we would come to know in the future in this pipe bomb, CM Punk was one of the best both on the mic and in the ring. However, while Jeff was incredible in the ring, he wasn't exactly known for his promo skills. I mean, Most underdog baby faces didn't really need to give elaborate promos to get the crowd to love him. I mean, Rey Mysterio's the perfect example. But this feud was where we got to see the blurred lines between pro wrestling and reality. CM Punk and Jeff Hardy would begin their feud, watching CM Punk slowly morph into the most captivating heel in the business. These two would go at it on the mic and in the ring on several occasions, with Punk constantly mocking Jeff's lifestyle of giving into his vices. Punk would continue to claim that someone as untrustworthy as Jeff Hardy should never have the World Championship as his responsibility, and he pushed the audience to be straight edge like himself. The war over each other's lifestyle would continue even after Hardy inevitably left the company in 2010, with an intoxicated Hardy mocking CM Punk's lifestyle. But prior to that, it was time to see if the charismatic Enigma could eventually get the World Heavyweight Championship back. And after a couple of cheap CM Punk wins, Hardy would get his revenge and win the World Heavyweight title back during Night of Champions. All was right with the world. Jeff Hardy won the title back, and everything felt great because now Jeff Hardy was defending his title against John Morrison on SmackDown. So that should be the end of the CM Punk feud, right? No, there's unfortunately more. Because post-title defense over John Morrison, CM Punk attacked Jeff Hardy and invoked his rematch clause for the following week. Or believe it or not, Jeff Hardy retained the World Heavyweight Championship after Matt Hardy, the special guest enforcer of the match, helped him instead of attacking him like he did the previous few times. To be honest with you, the booking here made no sense. I don't understand why Matt Hardy all of a sudden just decided to go help Jeff instead of, attack him like the last few times. I don't understand why he attacked him in the first place. There was no sense to it. It just made no sense. I love Matt Hardy, but this booking decision by WWE just made no sense at all. And after the post-match beatdown, Teddy Long would come out and announce a World Heavyweight title match between Punk and Hardy in a TLC match at SummerSlam. And honestly, most WWE fans understood what WWE was going to do in this situation. They were going to take the title off Hardy and put it on CM Punk. For whatever reasons, whether they believe Punk was more reliable or Jeff was too injured, they were going to take the title off Hardy. That's the only reason why the story would drag on for as long as it did. And we were proven right as we watched CM Punk win the World Heavyweight title at SummerSlam. But it was what happened next that threw everyone for a spin. Because post CM Punk's win, WWE would have The Undertaker come out and confront CM Punk by spawning underneath him after the lights went out. So it just felt like Jeff Hardy was about to go back to the mid-card title scene, and I guess all of us fans will be like, okay, well, at least he had the good run, right? We were wrong, because Jeff Hardy would face CM Punk in a steel cage match on SmackDown, with the loser leaving WWE. This was extremely unexpected, and the sad thing was we already knew who the winner was going to be because CM Punk and The Undertaker were ready to start their feud. And to the devastation of WWE fans across the world, CM Punk would defeat Jeff Hardy in the steel cage match, ending the career of the charismatic Enigma. Now, this story was put into action because WWE actually wanted to give Jeff Hardy some well-deserved and needed time off in order to heal from so many different injuries he had. But that would unfortunately mark the end of Jeff Hardy's run with the company and what I considered the prime of his WWE career. Now, I'm sure a lot of people would say that Jeff Hardy's prime came outside of WWE, but I'm sticking to just WWE runs with these videos. And of course, there was a lot of moments that Jeff Hardy had with his brother Matt and winning the tag team titles, but if we're talking about individual success for Jeff Hardy, being at the top of the world, the top of the mountain, this was the moment. Jeff Hardy winning the WWE Championship and multiple world titles was the best moment of his WWE career. While Jeff would make his historic return at WrestleMania 33 alongside brother Matt, he was already at 40 at this point, so the prime was long gone. Watching him pin Edge was a moment I will never forget as a child. It was probably the main catalyst that got me into WWE. So despite his prime not being so long, it's a prime that most WWE fans will remember forever. But we do need to give this prime a grade, and I'm going to give it a C. Well, by no means was his prime bad. The overall title reigns were pretty mediocre. However, given the fact that he was the most over as I've ever seen somebody with the crowd, put on incredible matches, and even improved his mic skills, I would say that balances out for an average grade. So let me know what prime you want me to cover next, and let me know what you thought of my coverage of Jeff Hardy's prime. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Wrestling Truth, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.